Welcome back to Berman Buys, daily buying tips. Today I'm going to discuss two things that people generally ask me about property. The first is why do prices increase and how to make money in property. Firstly, what makes prices increase? The first factor is supply and demand. Basically, this is referring to how many new dwellings are being built in the area. That's the supply side. And the demand side is talking about what's making the area more desirable to live in. For example, if the area has a school zoning catchment, so you have to be actually zoned in that area to go to that school. If there's public transport and it's close to work. If it's got lifestyle factors such as beaches, bushes, the bush. If it's got cafes and restaurants and nightlife. The second factor is interest rates. Very simply, low interest rates means the cost of money, so the cost of borrowing, is lower than when interest rates are high. So when the cost of money is lower, it means that more people can borrow more money and therefore more people are able to afford property. The third factor is unemployment. Unemployment is talking about how many people in the working age population have jobs. So if it's a low unemployment rate, then that is great for the property market because it means that lots of people have jobs. And when lots of people have jobs, you have a more stable working age population and therefore more confidence in job security. The fourth factor is incomes. So rising incomes means more money. More disposable income means more money or more extra money to spend on things like property, going out to eat dinner, etc. This is good for prices. The fifth thing that really affects prices is sentiment. Sentiment basically means what the general population feels about the property market. So a lot of the time it's current feelings and forecast or future feelings. This is usually influenced by external factors such as the media itself. If they see a story on the news, whether it's positive or negative, that will affect how they feel about the current state of the market and the future state of the market. And also, when they hear industry experts talk about the market, people often use that information and decide whether the property market is going to be positive or negative into the future. The sixth factor, I've lumped a few factors together under economic-wide factors, which at this moment in time, there are two key factors affecting this. The first is the Royal Commission. Lots of buyers want to see what's happening with the Royal Commission, how it's going to affect lending standards, etc. And the second of this is APRA, the Australian Prudential Regulatory Authority, and they oversee borrowing limits and capacities and deposit limits, etc. And those two factors at this moment in time, in my opinion, are the two economic-wide factors that are having the most impact on the property market in 2019. So once you understand what causes prices to rise, now you probably want to know is how do you actually make money in property? And in my opinion, there are three key ways that people generally make money in property. The first method is a patience method or hope and wait. So effectively what you're doing is you're hoping and you're waiting for the property price to increase over time. And if you're in property in that market, therefore you benefit because the prices have increased. And those are caused by those six preceding factors that I've already mentioned. The second factor that people make money through is through changes in local zoning. So that's when a council says, okay, we want to change the zoning of this low density land, for example, a house, to high density land, for example, a 3-story unit development. And that enables the owner of that property to profit because the highest and best use, so what you can do with that land or to maximize the value of that land, has increased. So before, instead of just building a house, now you can build this unit project, and that's going to increase the underlying value of the land and therefore the potential profit from that property. And the third method to make money in property is through active control. So active control is actually you doing the work to make the money and not hoping and waiting for council to change the zoning. So things that are relating to active control are things like renovations, additions, developments, whether it be a low density development, medium density development, or high density development. These are ways that you can actually control the money that is potentially made in the property through your time and effort and hard work and working with professionals that are experts in their field in those particular areas.